Hello everybody, welcome to this tutorial. In this brand new video I will show you how to build a free online clothing store using WordPress and WooCommerce. Now this is the webshop that we are going to create. It is a clean and professional looking webshop that is easy to edit and stocked with all the necessary features. For example, it has a beautiful header component, some partner logos, the latest news and discounts, and if we scroll down a bit more, you will see some featured products. If we go back up and click on the store, you will see an overview of clothes and accessories for men and women. On the left side you can search for specific articles or browse per category. Let's check out what a product page looks like. Now as you can see, it has a clean and professional look and feel, with the visual, descriptions on two sides, a review and related product section. Now let's add these jeans to our cart, and then we hover over to the basket icon and click on view cart. Now as you can see, the necessary information we expect from a cart page are present. Over here your customers can enter a coupon code. For example, I created a $10 coupon code, and if we enter it, you can see it's deducted from the total price. Now if we click on proceed to checkout, we arrive on the checkout page. Here your customers need to leave their information. I will show you how to configure tax rates and shipping, but you will also find out how to install various payment gateways. Furthermore, I will teach you how to manage orders using WooCommerce. For example, how to manage stock, process orders, and how to create, print and automatically email PDF invoices. Okay, now that's a quick overview of the online store that we are going to create. Now building this online store is completely free. The only costs involved are for registering a domain name and web hosting, just like any other webshop. And after this video, you know exactly how to change settings or edit the layout according to your brand style. For example, how to add products, change text or change buttons on size, color and shape. But I will also show you how to configure all the advanced features. Now if you want to slow down, skip or rewatch parts of this video, if you click on the settings icon, you can reduce the playback speed, or you can go to the description where you can find timestamps and links to external sources for downloads and discounts. Note, some are affiliate links, which means I receive a commission based on each redirect. Don't worry, it won't charge you more. In fact, it helps me to create these kind of tutorials. Now before we start, once you've finished building your online clothing store, do not forget to leave the URL link down in the comment sections below. I'm really curious about the end result. Let me give you an overview of this tutorial. Firstly, I will briefly explain what a domain name and web hosting are. And after that, we are going to register a domain name and web hosting using the 55% discount link in the description. Secondly, we are going to install WordPress, create an email account and install a free SSL certificate. Then, I will quickly go through the basic settings of WordPress and show you which settings we definitely want to change. Fourthly, we will import a pre-made starter template and align plugins like WooCommerce, Elementor and WP Forms. After that, I will guide you through the customizer and Elementor Page Builder and change the appearance of our online clothing store. Then, I will show you how to create simple, variable and grouped product pages and how to implement upsells and cross-sells. Seventhly, we need to configure the WooCommerce settings, including taxes and shipping. Eighthly, create a Stripe account for making and receiving payments with WooCommerce. After that, we will perform a test order, and from there on, I will show you how to manage and process the orders. And at last, we have a quick summary of this tutorial and a conclusion. To start off, first I want to explain to you what a domain name and web hosting are, and why you need them. Let's visit, for example, Nike.com. Right here you can find the name Nike, which is the address that internet users use to access your site. Without a name it would show the IP address, and then it would look like this. A text-based label is easier to memorize than numerical addresses, so registering a domain name is essential. Now web hosting is a very fast 24/7 working computer that stores all of your webshop's files and links the content to your domain name. Siteground is ranked as one of the best web hosting providers, according to many Facebook groups and review sites. Even WordPress, the most popular CMS, recommended Siteground. But what are the advantages, you might wonder? Well, Siteground ranks near the top of all web hosting providers for site speed and uptime. These metrics directly influence your rankings in Google. Siteground is designed for WordPress and WooCommerce users and offers quality support such as 24/7 live chat and is reachable by phone. Siteground's backup system ensures that your data is safe, so if your webshop is hacked or you made a mistake, they can easily reset it back to normal. Lastly, Siteground is affordable and offers a 30-day trial. Now if you want a 55% discount offer, click on the link in the description or go to datasyn.com/siteground-wordpress-discount. If you scroll down a bit, you will find 3 different options: the Startup, Grow Big and Go Geek hosting plans. Now you can choose the Startup plan if you are determined to only make one webshop. This hosting plan offers a free SSL certificate, you can create an info@email, and it performs daily backups for security. The 10 GB web space is more than enough. Don't get confused by the estimated monthly visitors here. This hosting plan is capable of handling more than 10k visitors. And you can easily upgrade to Grow Big or Go Geek later on if you want. Now these are the prices in US dollars, and now you see them in euros. Okay, so click on Get Plan, and then we select an existing domain name or create a new one. I would advise you to pick a .com or a local extension. In the Netherlands, we use .nl. Continue by clicking on Proceed. Next up, you need to fill in your client and account information. Enter your VAT number if you have one. This will deduct taxes from the total expenses. In this section, you need to provide payment and purchase information. The startup hosting plan is already selected, and same goes for the nearest data center. Pay attention to the next part because the 55% discount is automatically deducted for the upcoming 12 months. But after that, you need to pay the regular price of $14.99 or €12.99, and the discount remains for 12, 24 or even 36 months if you pay upfront. You can see this in the price calculations. Keep in mind that the discount applies for the first invoice only. Like it says right here, once the initial term is over, regular renewal prices apply. To be honest, I don't like this price strategy. It is a significant difference if you pay many months upfront. Anyway, I'm fine with the 12 months, so let's continue. In this section you can choose for some extra services, like the SG Site Scanner. We don't need this service because we can download free plugins for that. However, enabling domain privacy can be useful. By doing so, you prevent companies from finding your personal information to send spam messages. Lastly, confirm to the Siteground's terms of service and privacy policy. I don't want marketing messages from Siteground, so I leave this unchecked. Click on Pay Now and you will be transferred to the payment gateway, so you can finalize the transaction. Now Siteground might need some time to process your order, but if you ordered a .com domain, you are most likely good to go. Alright, that's it for registering a domain name and hosting. Next up we need to install WordPress. Go to mysiteground.com, click on Setup Website, select on WordPress. Next up we need to create an email account. Be aware, this will also be your site's login information. Enter one and click on Continue. Skip the extra services and click on Finish. Now your site is being created, and this process can take up some time, but we don't have to wait for that. So go to the Websites tab in the menu, select the WordPress kit and click on Go. Enter the admin area by logging in with your newly created email account. We can skip the WordPress starter explanation and click on Exit at the bottom of the page. Now this will redirect you to the WordPress dashboard. Now this website is not secured by default. Go to My Siteground so that we can install the SSL certificate. By doing so, we secure our visitors' information from spreading on the web. Hover over to Websites, Site Tools. Then we go to the SSL Manager to process the request. Then you need to select the domain name. Mine is already selected. And then we choose Let's Encrypt. Click on Get. Wait a second. Click on the 3-point icon. Select Enforce HTTPS. And trigger the switch. Now you are done. We have created an email account, installed WordPress, and an SSL certificate. Now you can see this little padlock icon, which means our webshop is secure. Now what you see is called the backend, the part where you can configure your store and change the look and feel of the front end. Let's check out what our site currently looks like. Hover over my WordPress and click on View Site. Now this is called the 2020 theme. Very basic as you can see, but that will change in just a couple of minutes. But let me first walk you through the basics of WordPress. Hover over to my WordPress and click on Dashboard. Right here we have the Update section, where you can check if themes, plugins or the latest versions of WordPress needs to be updated. Check it at least once every 2 months. Over here at Posts you can create blog posts, and at Pages you can create, for example, a disclaimer, privacy policy page, contact or even a home page. In the Media section you can upload photos, videos and PDFs. In the Comments section you can manage customer reviews and comments. And in the Appearance tab you can adjust the complete look and feel of your shop. Then we have the Plugin section. Here you can search for software components that add specific features to your webshop. Both the Appearance and Plugin tabs are very important, so I will show you everything in just a couple of minutes. In the User section, you can manage user accounts on your webshop. The Tools section contains some scripts that are needed only on extraordinary occasions. In the Settings tab we have to adjust some default settings. Click on General, and over here we need to change the site title and tagline for better findability in Google. So let's remove the current site title and make a coherent sentence with the most important keywords you want to be ranked for. For example, if you want to create an online store selling jeans, you could type high quality salvage denim jeans for men and women, a bar in between, clothingwebshopx.com. And for the tagline, something like discover low cost and high quality denim menswear and womenswear, 100% cotton denim made from Cordura fibers. Over here you need to change the URL settings from HTTP to HTTPS. Enable the anyone can register box and make sure your time zone is correct. Then we scroll down and click on Save Changes. So what I first want to do is clean up the site. Let's deactivate and delete some pre-installed plugins, like the optimizer. Go to Plugins. Now before we start, I would advise you to deactivate the plugins before you delete them. Select them all, pick Deactivate and click on Apply. And after that you select them again, delete and apply and click on OK. Then we go to Pages. Select them all, click on Bulk Action, move to Trash and then Apply. Now go to the trash and empty it. Then we go to Post and do the same thing again. Next up we click on Dashboard. Click on the small triangle icon if you want to hide certain widgets. If you want to completely hide them from the dashboard, you click on Screen Options and deselect everything. On the right upper side you can see the text Howdy and then your email address. We can change this information in the User tab. Hover over to Users and click on Your Profile. You can change some personal options like changing the dashboard color scheme, but for now we want to enter the first and the last name. After that you can choose a display name. This one is fine because I want to display it properly on the front end. Over here you can change your profile picture with Gravatar. I will leave it for now and click on Update Profile. Alright, now we hover over to Settings and click on Permalinks. Here we need to enable post name instead of plain, because we want a clear and readable URL link structure. By default, WordPress creates bad permalink structures which affect your position in the Google search engine. So after you selected post name, we click on Save Changes. Now if you want more information about search engine optimization for specifically an online clothing store, then make sure you subscribe to this channel. I'm planning to upload SEO tips and tricks for better positions in Google, hence increase organic traffic. Alright, so that's it for the overview and basic settings in WordPress. Okay, now we want to change the basic WordPress theme to a beautiful looking online clothing store. Hover over to Appearance and click on Themes. By default, WordPress installed the latest 2020 theme, which looks very basic as you can see. Now we want to install a different theme. Astra offers, in my opinion, the best free themes. So let's go to dailysyn.com/Astra and check them out. Click on download now. And if you scroll down a bit, you can see some paid bundles. But we are only interested in free stuff, so we click on starter templates in the menu. Here you can find an overview of pre-made templates. Let's filter to only free options. And then we search for clothing. And there we go. Click on visit full site. Now this is the template that we want, but we need to change it to our own style. Therefore we need to use the best page builder called Elementor. Go to dailysyn.com/Elementor. Now this page builder works seamlessly with the Astra theme. Like the video shows, you can easily drag and drop elements and use many functions and features to change the layout according to your brand style. Now we want to download everything at once, so go back to the dashboard and hover over to plugins and click on add new. Go to the search area and enter Astra starter site. Now as you can see, it has many great reviews and active installations. Now we want this plugin, so we click on install now and then on activate. Then we go to the library, but Astra will first ask you what page builder you want. Pick the Elementor Page Builder and then you get access to the library. Search for clothing and 2 templates will pop up. Pick the first one, because the other one is for premium users. Here you can see 4 pre-made pages, including the home page. Let's import the complete site and click on import again. Now this can take up a minute, but after that you've not only changed your site's layout, but also installed various plugins like WooCommerce, WP Forms, Elementor and some other useful plugins. Now once it's finished, we click on view site. Now this is what your new website looks like. So now we've installed the Astra theme, WooCommerce and Elementor Page Builder. Now first off, I want to get you comfortable with the customizer. This tool can be used to change the appearance and functionality of your site from a manageable interface. You can access the customizer by clicking on the brush icon. Wait a couple seconds and then you can start customizing. The first thing we want to do is change the site's logo. You can either click on the pencil icon right here or go to the header and click on site identity. Now these logos are black. Now how come this one is white, you may wonder? Well, this header component is transparent, and if we go back and click on transparent header, you will find the white logos. If you prefer the black logo, then you disable this box. You see? Now let's change it back. If you want to upload your own logo, then you click on change image. Right here you can upload your logo or pick one from the media library. You can also download royalty-free images from Pixabay right here. Now if you want someone else to create a beautiful logo for you, then I would definitely recommend you to visit Fiverr. In the description you can find a link to the top logo designers on that platform. Alright, let's continue. Over here at Retina Logo, you can upload a logo that looks clear and sharp on high density screens. These usually have double as many pixels as the normal ones. Alright, these are the settings for the transparent header section. Next we click on the arrow and go to site identity. You might be confused to suddenly see the black logos right here, but these don't apply to the transparent headers, like you see on the other pages. If we scroll down a bit, you can select the site icon, also called a favicon, and this will change the little visual before your site title in the tab section. The suggested image dimensions are 512 x 512. I believe that this one is a favicon. It's not 512 x 512 pixels, but anyway, I just want to show you how that looks like. So let's select it and click on crop image. There we go. Now make sure to save changes by clicking on this publish button. After that we go back and we open the global settings. Typography, base typography, and you can change the family typography. By default it's set on Lato, but let's select Leak Script for example. And I saw the menu text change already. The buttons over here, and if we scroll down, the product information changed as well. Let's reset it back to Lato. Here you can change the size, or you can change the weight over here, and some other settings you can play around with. Then we go back and click on headings. Over here you can change the header typography. Let's change it to leak script. And you will immediately see the difference. Looks pretty cool though. Now you can make it ultra bold or show it in uppercase. Down here you can customize the settings for each header type. For example, I think this header that says Special Edition is a header too. So if we change it to, let's say, Helvetica, we should see some change. Yep, but let's change it back to default. Alright, next we go back to the global section and select color, base color. In this section you can change, for example, the text color. Let's make it red, just to show you which text components will change. Basically some text in the footer section, prices and categories and featured products, but let's bring it back to default. You can also change the theme color, and this will change all the extra elements to your style. For example, these sales stickers you see over here are gray. Now if we change the theme color to, let's say, red, then these stickers will turn red as well. You see? Next up we can change the link color. Let me give you a preview by going to the products or shop page. Currently it's gray, but let's give this a red color. If you hover over to the basket, it will turn red, but also the rating elements changed. These category links and icons, but also the links in the footer section. Let's turn it back to the default settings. Then we have the link hover color. Currently it's blue, but if we adjust it to red, you can see the link color changes when you hover over it. Next up we can change all the header colors at once. Very useful if your store has a theme color and you don't want to change everything manually. Let's change the black color to red. Now you can see that the featured products header changed. The product headers and some others as well. In this section we can change some background settings. Now the homepage is very static when it concerns making changes with the customizer. With Elementor you have way more options. So let's go to the store page. Now click on select color and let's drag this one up a bit. As you can see, the background changes to a pinkish color, and these changes also apply to other pages. I would advise you not to use the background image feature. These are really not common nowadays. Next up we go to container. Now these container settings don't apply to our pre-made template, so let's leave everything in default settings to keep the content structured, neat and clear. Then we go back and click on buttons. Here you can change the buttons on text color or, for example, the background color. If you want to expand the borders, you need to click on this pencil icon and change the width. Let's click on the link icon and expand it to 10. You can also change the buttons on typography and spacing, but I want to leave it like this because we will use Elementor for these changes. Now click back and go to header, primary header, and here you can change the layout. Currently the logo is on the left side and the menu on the right, but you can also center the logo and menu. Or put the menu on the left and logo on the right. I like it centered though. Your next step should be to center the header text and buttons with the Elementor Page Builder. Anyway, I will keep the logo on the left side for now. Next up we have the width section. Keep it in default settings so we can manually adjust the maximum width for videos or images. And you can also ignore the mobile layout settings. We will use the Elementor Page Builder to make our store mobile, tablet and desktop responsive. Go back and click on primary menu. Now here you can choose to disable the menu. If you have a one product store, that could be an option. The other settings do not apply for the online store that we are building. Go back and click on breadcrumb. Now breadcrumbs show the user's location in the site or on the web. Let me show you. If you select inside header, then the property signs appear. But we don't want that for this webshop, so we leave it on none. I'm going to skip the blog section for now because we are not going to create one in this video. Then we arrive at the sidebar, and as you can see, the store page has a left sidebar. Now if you don't like this sidebar, you can select no sidebar over here at WooCommerce. And as you can see, the sidebar disappears. which leaves some extra space for the products. But you can also put the sidebar on the right side. You see? I think that looks better. So let's click on Publish. And then we go back and click on the footer section. Now you can adjust these settings, but you can also use Elementor. And then you have way more options. Next up we select WooCommerce and click on Store Notice. In this box you can enter a text. And then you can click on Enable. By doing so, you can notify your customers if your store is under construction or when, for example, products are on sale. Now let's continue. Go to the product catalog and here you can select if you want to show the products, show the categories, or show both of them. Now I prefer to show products only. Category display. So if someone clicks on a category, then it would show the visitor the product and not, for example, the subcategory, if configured. So we leave it on Show Products. Default product sorting. We can choose to sort the products in our shop based on most sales, price, or best reviews. I rather keep it on default because visitors also have the ability to sort products by clicking on this drop-down menu. In this section you can change the shop width. So if you select custom, you can play around with the custom width, but I would advise you to keep it in default settings. A shop column. Do you want 4 products displayed next to each other or perhaps 5? You can decide what looks best for your webshop. For now, I think 4 looks fine. The number of products per page is quite self-explanatory, and that brings us to shop product structure. Now let's say you want the price above the category, or perhaps even above the title. Then you simply drag and drop it. I think it looks best above the ratings, but let's say you want to remove the ratings. You can click on the icon. You see? You can also add other options by clicking on the eye icon. For example, let's include an Add to Cart button. Well, that looks quite nice. Anyway, you get the idea. So after you made these changes, you click on Publish and then we go back and click on Single Product. Do we want to disable the breadcrumb? Well, let's click on a product and over here you can see one. Personally, I like to disable the breadcrumbs. But if you have a big webshop, people can use it to navigate through your online store. Alright, let's go back. Click on Product Images and in this section you can change the product sizes and quality. Now by default, these image dimensions match best with the current theme we use. But if we go down here at Thumbnail Cropping, you can see that images will automatically be cropped into a square. For one of my webshops, I had many high quality rectangle sized images, but they were automatically cropped into a square, which decreased the quality. Luckily, I found out you can keep the aspect ratio by clicking on Uncropped, or choose for a custom aspect ratio. Next we go back and click on Cart. Here we can disable the cross cells. Well, I want to keep them enabled. I will show you why later on in this video. Let's go back and click on Checkout. And here you can change the settings and appearance of your WooCommerce checkout page. For example, you can make the company field a requirement. Then a red asterisk appears. Same goes for the address and phone field. Over here you can add a privacy policy notice and hyperlink that will appear just above the Place Order button. Currently, we don't have a privacy policy page yet. So let's pick the About Us page as an example. The privacy policy link redirects to our About Us page. So we will create a privacy policy page later on in this video. Next up we need to add a terms and condition field. Let me show you how that looks like. Now in this section you can change the text for either the privacy policy or the terms of conditions. I really like the simplicity of adding these notices without using any codes. Alright, I like to leave it in default settings and click on Publish. Next up I want to explain to you how to make adjustments in the menu section. Click on Menus and go to Main Menu. This is pretty straightforward. For example, if you want the men and women pages underneath the store page, you simply drag them accordingly. You see, an arrow icon appears in the menu, and the men and women pages are now underneath the store page. You can also change the navigation labels by clicking on this triangle icon. For example, let's enter shop instead of store. Pretty easy, as you can see. Now if you want to remove a page, let's say we want to remove the accessories page from the main menu, then you click on the small triangle icon and click on remove. Now this doesn't mean the page is permanently deleted. It is only removed from the main menu section. We can add it back by clicking on add items. Then we need to open the product categories section, and here you can click on the plus icon to add the accessories page. Drag it underneath shop, and there you go. Now let's click on publish and go back. Over here you can see a for her, for him and quick links menu structure. If you change these, the menu structure of these components will change. Alright, that's it for the customizer. Next up, let me show you how to add it with the Elementor Page Builder. This plugin allows us to design the pages with an easy drag and drop system. Hover over to edit with Elementor, and once it's opened, you can start editing. The first thing you might want to change is the header component. Let's start with the header visual. Click on the 6-point icon at the top. Go to Style on the left side and change the visual. We can pick a header visual with dimensions of 90/20. These girls are shopping for clothes, something we want to encourage our visitors to do as well. So let's choose this one. Looks already better in my opinion. Now when you make these adjustments, I would recommend checking your store's appearance in full screen. You can do so by clicking on this arrow icon. Now if you think the header component is too big, you can adjust the sizes in the advanced tab. For example, if we decrease the top padding, you immediately notice the change. Now if you want to delete these elements, then you simply right mouse click and delete them. You can also delete them all at once by deleting the inner section. After that, we need to drag and drop elements to rebuild the header component. Click on the 9 dots and on the left side you can find an overview of all the elements. The first thing we need to add is an inner section. Drag and drop it over here. After that, we insert a heading component in the left part of the inner section. Then you can enter a text like, "Check out our new summer collection." As you can see, the text color is barely visible. Now we can adjust this in the Style tab. Go to Text Color and let's change it back to its original color, so white. Currently it's a H2 header, but we need to change the HTML tag to H1. So go to the Content tab and select H1 right next to HTML tag. Click on the arrow to see in full screen. Alright, that looks perfectly fine. Next up, I want to add some sort of description. Let's go to Elements and drag another heading element underneath. Now we want to inform our customers about a 50% sales on the spring collection. So let's enter spring collection hyphen 50% discount, something like that. Let's make it a header 3, and after that we need to make it white. Next up, we need to add a button element. Simply drag and drop it underneath. Let's edit some settings in the Content tab. For example, adjust the text to View Products. Now this call to action button should redirect to our shop page, so you have to enter a link. For internal links you only enter the permalink. For example, if we enter store, the page should automatically pop up, and then we select it. Let's click on Update to check if it works. Open a new window, click it, and it actually does work. Now if you want to add an external link, you need to insert the complete URL. After that, you click on Link Options and enable Open in a new window. Next up, we want to increase the button size. So right here we need to select large instead of small. After that we go to the Style tab. Let's change the text color to white and make the background color transparent. The border type has to be solid, and as for the width, we want to link the values together and make it 2. Next up, I want to make the button stand out a little bit more, so we can add some button shadow. Currently it's transparent, but let's make it white. Another thing we can do is, for example, change the border radius to make the button less pointy. Let's enter 10 and click on Update. You can also make the button change color when you hover over it. Select the Hover tab underneath Text Shadow. As for the background color, we can select gray. Let's see how that looks like. Alright, I think it will look better if we make it a bit more transparent. You see? That looks better already. After that we make the border color white. Alright, let's move on. We can also add some social icons. Click on the element section and search for social icons. Then you drag and drop it underneath. In the content tab you can add the link right here in the box. And underneath you can choose for the official colors or choose a custom one. Let me show you what happens when we change the primary color. You see? Anyway, I prefer the official colors. Next, you can adjust the icon shape to square, circle or rounded. I think a left alignment is most suitable in this case. In the Style tab you can increase the icon size, padding or spacing. Underneath icon hover you can select how the buttons react when you hover your mouse over it. Let's pick bounce in. Looks cool, right? Let's try shrink. I think this one is fine. Next up I want to show you more about using background overlays for the header component. Let's click on the 6-dot icon and go to the Style tab. Then we unfold the background overlays section and look what happens if you change the color to pink. And then drag this thingy to the right or the left. Well, that's called the overlay. And you can play around with these settings and check what looks best. You see how easy it is to work with the Elementor Page Builder? Next up I want to inform you about these little icons at the bottom of the screen. This one is the navigator and allows you to rearrange different elements. The history is useful to redo or undo mistakes. You can use the Command Z or Ctrl Z to undo some recent changes. But the history can be used to choose revisions from hours or even days ago. Now this icon shows the responsive mode. Basically how each page looks on mobile, tablet and desktop. Very useful if something looks good on desktop and not on mobile. You simply edit the mobile page and leave the desktop page untouched. In this case, it might look better if we center the text and buttons on mobile. You see? And then we click on update. Great, right? Now if we scroll down, we arrive at the featured products. Click on the component and check the shortcode on the left side. You can use this code to change the number of visible products or columns. For example, instead of 5 columns, we can make it 4. And then we need to change the 10 products to 8. You see how easy it is? You can also add different product elements. Then we first have to add a new structure at the bottom of the page. Select this one and drag it above the featured products component. After that we go to Elements, search for Products, and then you see many different elements you can drag and drop. The ones with a padlock icon are for premium users. Let's drag a product element. Well, that looks horrible. What I do for my web shops is using the elements from a free plugin called Essential Add-ons for Elementor. Let's install this plugin. Click on Update, press the hamburger icon and click Exit to Dashboard. Press the WordPress icon and hover over to Plugins, Add New and search for Essential. It should pop up right away. Now this plugin has many active installations and 5-star reviews. Click on Install Now and activate the plugin. Now go to the home page, click on Edit with Elementor and scroll down to where we left. Then we search for Product. And if we scroll down a bit, you can see elements from Essential Add-ons. I know the product grid is great, so we drag and drop it over here. On the left side we can filter by recent products, featured products, best-selling products and sales products. We select recent products and I will show you why in just a couple of seconds. We can choose the number of columns, the product count, let's say 8, but you can also select product categories and choose for a style preset. For example, if we pick Reveal Style, the Add to Cart only reveals after your mouse hovers over it. The overlay style also looks great, but I rather stick to the simple style. You can remove the product rating if you want, just trigger the switch. But I'll keep it for now. Now we go to style and here you can change the background color, or for example the product price color. If you want to do so, go to color and typography and here you can find it. In this tab you can change, for example, the button color. Let's pick gray. We can even change the color when we hover over it. I keep it in default. Alright, I think that's all you need to know about editing the featured product section. Next up, let's talk about editing the footer section. Go back to the home page by clicking on the hamburger icon and click on View Page. Then we hover over to Edit with Elementor and select Footer. The way everything works is quite self-explanatory. You just have to click each element to adjust the settings. For example, if you want to change the quick links title, then you click it and enter a different text. Or if you want to delete some quick links, you click the element and click on the cross sign. Here you can add a different image or keep them and enter a link. Now some links don't work because you didn't create the pages. Let me show you how to create a page. Go to your dashboard, hover over to Pages and click on Add New. Then you have to add a title. Let's say Privacy Policy. And after that you need to add a text component. Click on the plus icon and add, for example, a paragraph. And then we enter a dummy text. After that we click on Publish and then again on Publish. Now go back to the other tab, refresh the page, click on Edit Icon List, add item and change the text to Privacy Policy. Remove the icon and here we enter Privacy Policy and our newly created page should pop up. Let's select it and there you go. Now this page actually doesn't fit in between the contact and cart link. Let's remove it by clicking on the cross. You can also add it next to the copyright symbol over here. Let me first delete the Powered By text. And then we leave the copyright and current year shortcode, but the rest you can delete. Then we add a bar, followed by your brand's name. Then we add another bar. Now we want to add a shortcode to our pre-made privacy policy page. Insert this code first, and after that, go to our privacy policy page. Click on the header 1 and copy the link address. Then you go back to the footer section and paste it over here. After that you click on Update and the link should work. Yep, there you go. Next up I want to talk about the contact page. It's pre-installed but not configured yet. Go to Edit with Elementor and scroll down a bit. Click on the pencil icon and on the left side a shortcode appears. Now if you remove it, the contact form vanishes as well. If you want to edit the contact form or configure it, we need to go to the dashboard by clicking on the hamburger icon. And then we press Exit to the dashboard. Yes, we can leave it without updating. Then we click on the WordPress icon, hover over to WP Forms and click on All Forms. By default, the correct shortcode was added to the page. However, no email address is configured yet. So click on the contact form hyperlink, Settings, and go to Notifications. Insert the admin email address and then you click on Save. Now you can make some adjustments to the contact form in the General tab, like the form name and description, or change the Submit button text. In the Confirmations tab you can change settings after someone sent the contact form. Now if you want to add some extra fields to your contact form, then you need to go to Fields. And here you can find an overview of all the standard fields. It works the same as the Elementor Page Builder. You can simply drag and drop elements in the contact form. For example, let's add a multiple choice underneath email. Or if you want to change the text, you can click the element and edit the label. Now once you are done, you can save the settings. Now let's check if the adjustments we made are added. Open a new tab to our website, go to the contact page, and there you go. Now I would advise you to send a text email to be sure it arrives. Alright, so now you know how to change the website or webshop with the Customizer and Elementor Page Builder. The next topic I want to talk about is adding a product to your store. First off, we have to delete these pre-made products. Go to your dashboard and hover over to Products, All Products. Now right here you can find an overview of the pre-made product pages. You can delete these by enabling this box and select Move to Trash underneath Bulk Actions. Then you click the Apply button. Apparently, there are a lot of pre-made products, so let's delete these ones as well. The product pages are now moved to the trash can. You still need to empty the trash can, but I will keep them for now in case I want to use them as an example later on in this tutorial. If we quickly check out the front end, scroll down, you can see that all the featured products disappeared from the home page. Scroll back up and click on the shop page. Here they are also gone. So if we go back to the dashboard, we need to click on Add New Product. The first thing we need to do is create a product name. Let's say light blue jeans, because we are creating a webshop focused on jeans. After that, we need to add a description. Let me insert some lorem ipsum text. Then we scroll down to the product data. The product data might not be visible to you. If so, scroll up, click on Screen Options and check if everything is enabled. Keep the custom field and slug disabled. Now let's go back, and the first thing you see is this drop-down menu. By default, it's set on simple product. That means you cannot make variations like color and size. But if you have products with different, for example, weights, then you have to select variable product. In this tutorial, I will also cover how to make variable or group products. Via the timestamps in the description, you can skip to these parts. Now let's continue. The products that we are about to sell are not virtual or downloadable, so we leave these disabled. Then we have to enter the prices. Perhaps you want to change the currency settings. If you do so, go to Dashboard, hover over to WooCommerce and click on Settings. Scroll down and here you can adjust it. In my case, I want the currency prices in euros. We keep the currency position on the left side, and here in the Netherlands we use a comma as the thousand separator. In America it's a dot. Make sure you know what's applicable in your country, because you don't want to offer a pair of jeans for a couple $1,000s. After that we save changes and go back to where we left. Let's enter a regular price of 150 euros. But let's say this product is on sale. You can even schedule your sale if you want. If you do so, the sale will automatically expire at 11:59 p.m. of the specified date. Now let's scroll down a bit so that we can add a short description. We can enter something like, check out this light blue jeans. It is a rigid and durable non-stretch denim. Now if you are curious how it looks so far, then click on Publish and open your site in a new tab and go to the shop page. As you can see, there is no visual or category yet. However, the sales is applied, and if we click it, you can see that the description is also added. Okay, let's go back to our product page. Scroll down and click on Inventory. Right over here you can add an SKU, also known as a stock keeping unit. It's basically a unique code that customers can use to find the exact same product on the internet. For example, if you search in Google for denim jeans SKU, click on this URL. Let's see, select this product, and then you should be able to find an SKU code. So it makes your shop look professional and at the same time more customer friendly. Next up, enable this box because we want to manage stock. And if you don't enable this box, then you have to update the stock status by yourself. Here you need to enter the stock quantity of this product. Let's enter 30 for example. WooCommerce will automatically manage your inventory and adjusts the stock status to out of stock or on back order. Now, do you want to allow back orders? Personally, I always select allow, because I want to sell the product even when they aren't in stock in the system. Now, by doing so, I never miss out on a sale. However, I also always make sure to have plenty of products in stock, so my clients don't have to wait longer for the product to arrive. Next, you can set a low stock threshold, which basically means you will receive an email when there are only 2 light blue jeans left in stock. Now you can enable this box if you want this item to be bought in single order, but that is usually only applicable to ebooks or e-courses. Over here at shipping, you can configure the shipping settings that apply to this product. Later on in this tutorial I will dive deeper into this subject, but for now we can already adjust some settings. For example, the weight is currently set in kilograms, but if you want to change it, you need to go back to the dashboard, hover over to WooCommerce, Settings. Then go to the Products tab, and under Measurements you can change the weight and dimensions unit. Now go back to where we left, and this piece of clothing weighs 1.7 kilograms. We can leave the rest for now and continue to link products. Here you can add upsells or cross-sells. These are products you want to promote next to the actual product the client wants to purchase. It looks like this, and it's a great way to increase sales, and therefore I will provide you more in-depth information later on in this video. And the same goes for attributes. Then we go to Advanced, where you can leave a purchase note and write something like, "Thank you for purchasing this product." The menu order is not that relevant. It basically indicates the position of a product in the cart. Now we want to enable the reviews because it helps making your shop more trustworthy. If you receive 5-star reviews, of course. Now we can skip the Get More Options tab because there's nothing we can change over here. Next up, I want to guide you through the sidebar settings. First off, we got the product categories. This product is currently uncategorized. You don't have to use categories if you have a couple of products or just a one product store, but if you sell many different clothes, product management is easier when using these categories. Now, as you can see, we haven't deleted the pre-made categories, but let me show you how to add a new category. Let's call this one light blue jeans and select men as the parent category. Uncheck uncategorized and click on add new category. Now we've added a subcategory, but if you want to make a parent category, you just leave this box in default settings and click on add new category. After product categories, we arrive at product tags. These can help you or Google identify the orders. In this case, you can fill in light blue jeans and click on add, or you can fill in jeans. Now these kind of keywords. Now let's click on update and view the product. And over here you can see the categories and product tags. If you click the product tag hyperlink, you will see all the products that have this tag included. Okay, let's go back to our product page. We can leave the post attributes untouched and go to the Astra settings. In this section you can customize the layout of each individual product page. By default it's set on customizer settings. But the pre-made product pages that we deleted had no sidebar and the content layout was boxed. Let me show you the difference. Go to the other tab and click on refresh. The content is now more boxed and it looks better in my opinion, especially if you add product images. Then we go back to the first tab. On the right side you can click on set product image. As you can see, you can upload a file or even pick royalty-free images from Pixabay. But for now I want to use a visual from the media library. Let's select this one, and what I would advise you to do is change the site title and alt text for better findability in the Google search engine. So let's call this one light blue denim jeans for clothing store X. And then we copy and paste it over here. After that we click on set product image. You can also add some more visuals to the product gallery. For example, let's pick this one. Make sure the image sizes match. Let's update the page and have a look. Now click on the refresh button and there we go. Everything looks great in my opinion. Now let's see if the product is added to the shop. And there you have it. So now we have officially created our first product page. But what if you have, for example, a product in different sizes or colors? Well, then you need to create a variable product page. Let me show you how to do so. Go back to the dashboard and hover over to products. Add new. Let's add a dark blue jeans to our store. As for the description, we add some lorem ipsum text. Also over here under product short description. In the product data section, we select variable product instead of simple product. First we create a unique SKU in inventory. So let's say 10001. We skip the shipping and link products for now and click on attributes. In this section you can add attributes like size or color. First, add a custom product attribute and let's enter two different sizes. So first we enter size And over here at values, we enter M and a bar in between and L. Now we want this to be visible on the product page and used for variations to inform WooCommerce that it is for our variations. So right now we have two different products, a medium and one large pair of jeans. Let's save the attributes, and here you can see it has been added. Now we want another attribute, so we click on Add Customer Product Attribute, and this time we want to enter a color as the attribute and include two values, namely light blue, a bar in between, dark blue. Enable use for variations, and then we click on Save. So now we have two attributes and four values, which equals 6 different options for our variable product. After that we go to variations, and now we need to create variations for all attributes. So let's select that option and then click on Go. Something will pop up and warn us about a limit of 50 per run, but we have just 6. So let's click on OK and another time on OK. Now you can see all the variations right over here, and you can customize them by simply clicking on Expand. And the first thing we need to do is enter a unique SKU per variation. So 1001A, 1001B, 1001C, 1001D. I want a regular price of 120 and the large jeans are 150 euros. Alright, if you have many variations, it can take quite some time, but you can also click on the drop-down option where it says Add Variation and select, for example, Set Scheduled Sales Dates and click on Go. Now you can add a starting sales date and ending sales date for all the variations. So let's enter 2020. It starts in August, so 08, on the 1st. Then we click on OK. And now we need to enter the sales end date. Let's make the sales last for 1 month and click on OK. Now it has been added. You can expand it right here. And there you go. The sales start and end date for each variation is entered. Now add a visual for each variation and click on this default image. Let's pick this one for the light blue variations. And let's choose a different visual for the dark blue variations. Okay, that's it. I'm not going to enter all the information, but I want to enable some product categories. I want to add it to the men's category, but also add a new category called dark blue jeans. And add some product tags like denim jeans, light blue jeans, and dark blue jeans. After that, I want to add a product image. Let's pick this one and click on Set Product Image. After that, we need to change the Astra settings to no sidebar and boxed, and then we are done. I noticed that this page is called dark blue jeans, but that obviously needs to be changed to something like jeans or denim jeans. Don't forget to change the slug as well, and now we click on Publish and View Product. To be honest, it looks really good. You can see that the prices vary between 120 and 150 euros. The sales are not included because it's not the 1st of August yet. Most likely when you watch this tutorial, it is. When we change the size attribute to, let's say, large, and the color attribute to, for example, dark blue, then the visual changes as well as the price. Cool, right? Furthermore, we got the related products underneath. Description over here, additional information, and the review tab. Okay, let's add some variations to our cart. And here you go. Everything works and looks clean. Next up, I want to show you how to create a group product. So hover over to New and click on Product. As for the product name, I will enter denim jeans again. Then I add some dummy text. In the product short description, we can enter something like choose one of our denim jeans. After that, I select Group Product next to the product data. and enter an SKU of 20002. Next up, we select the product image. I'll pick this one and click on Set Product Image. Let's go to the product categories and add a new category, Denim Jeans. Don't forget to change the Astra settings as well, so no widget and boxed. Then we click on Publish and view the group product. Next up, we are going to add 3 different products that will be included in this empty spot. Therefore, we need 2 new products. Let's say we have a dark blue and black pair of jeans we want to sell. Let's add a new product and call this one Dark Blue Denim Jeans. Over here at Catalog Visibility, you can select Hidden. And that means this product won't have its own product page in the shop, but it will be visible in the group product. After that, we select the product image. Let's pick the same one to keep it simple and click on Set Product Image. Then we put it in the Denim Jeans category. And don't forget to give this product a price. Let's say 120 euros and change the Astra settings. After that we click on Publish. And next we duplicate this page to a new draft, so we only need to change the name of our second product to Black Denim Jeans and change the permalink structure, like this, and click on OK and then Publish. Oh wait, let's change the visual as well and click on Publish again. Now we go back to the group product page, so the one that says Denim Jeans, so not the one with 1491 as the ID. Once you've opened this page, we scroll down to linked products and then we search and add the black denim jeans, blue denim jeans and light blue denim jeans pages. After that we click on Update and view the product. There we go. You can add different denim jeans on the same page to your cart. Okay, now that you know how to create a product page, I want to talk about upsells and cross-sells to maximize your profits. What you see on the screen is an upsell. In this example, you recommend a different product by saying, "You may also like." These usually are more expensive, better quality, or simply more profitable. Now cross-sells are products that you promote in the cart and are typically complementary items. For example, if you are selling a pair of shoes, then a complementary item can be a shoe wax product. Alright, now let's get started and select the light blue denim jeans. And then we click on Add Product. Go to Product Data and select Linked Products. As you can see, here you can search for product upsell or cross-sell purposes. So let's add the black denim jeans. And then we click on Update, View Product. And here you go. It says, "You may also like," followed by the product that we selected. Looks perfectly fine and certainly does help to increase your sales. Same goes for cross-sells. Let's go to the cart page. This area is currently empty, but here you can promote related products. Go back to the product page and add the same product. And then you click on Update, view the product, add it to the cart, select View Cart, and here you go. So now you know how to create a product page and how to perform upsells and cross-sells. Next up, we need to configure the WooCommerce settings. Hover over to WooCommerce and click on Settings. First, you need to enter your business address. Do so because it defines the seller's location for tax calculation purposes. Also, in some countries you have to make this information public. After that, we need to adjust the country settings to Netherlands instead of the UK. Over here at General Options, we need to select to which countries we want to sell our products to. In my case, I would like to only sell to the Netherlands. And then we also need to adjust the shipping location to specific countries only and select Netherlands. Then we arrive at the default customer location. Currently it's set on shop base address, which informs the system that a specific customer is located in the same area. It's important to configure these settings because WooCommerce can then decide the tax and shipping rates. In this case, I want to select geolocate. The system will then verify the customer location. The geolocate with page caching support is actually the same. The only difference is that your website's URLs have this line included, which is to prevent static caching of prices. Over here we can enable tax rates, calculations and coupons. Leave it like this, because I will cover this later on in this video. If we scroll down a bit, we arrive at the currency options. We already covered this part, so we click on Save Changes. Next up, we need to configure the geolocation to locate the customer's location. Hold the Command and Control button to open a new window and click on this hyperlink. After that, you need to continue to the documentation. As you can see, you can generate 25 license keys, which is fine, so we click on Max My Geolocation. Then we scroll down and click on Sign up for GeoLite 2, and then you fill in some personal and company information. As for the industry, we choose e-commerce. Over here at intended use, we can enter language localization, and then you leave your email address, phone, and at last you agree to the terms of use and click on continue. Once it's processed, you open the email that they sent to you. Click on the hyperlink to create a new password. First you copy the token code and then you enter your new password. Enter it again, and after that you click on reset. Go back to WooCommerce settings and click on integration. You can enter the code right over here, and then you save changes to activate geolocate. And don't mind this message, it takes some time to become active. Now go back to the General tab, and you can see that the message that said geolocation has not been configured disappeared. Next up we go to products. We can leave the shop page like it is, and you can decide whether you want to enable redirect to the cart page after successful addition. If you have a one product store, I would advise you to do so, and you can decide what's best for your webshop. Over here we need to enable IX Add to Cart buttons on archives. IX Add to Cart for WooCommerce is one of those plugins that allow users to include single products or variable products in the cart without the need to reload the entire site each time. You can leave the placeholder image like it is and change the weight and dimensions unit accordingly. Next, you can leave Enable Product Reviews on. Then we have Verified Owner label on customer reviews. This means that whenever a visitor buys something, they become a verified owner, which will be visible in the customer review section. Reviews can only be left by verified users. Now, you can enable this one if, for example, some competitors constantly leave bad reviews on purpose. Over here we have the product rating section. If you enable these, the star ratings remain visible. Now your role as an admin is to edit, approve or disapprove comments to be visible on your online store. Let me show you how that works. Go to one of our products so we can leave a review. We give this product a 5-star rating and enter a comment like "Great product," and then we click on submit. After that we go to the dashboard, hover over to the comment section, and our comment is already approved because we are the admin. Now we can disapprove it, but we can also reply on these comments. And that's basically it. Now let's go back and save changes so we can go to the inventory. Now we need to enable stock management, and we can hold stock for, let's say, 20 minutes. So if a customer adds an item to the cart, it will be reserved for 20 minutes. Next up, we have the notification settings, which we will leave enabled. And that means you get an email when you are almost out of stock. Now make sure to include the correct email address over here and change the thresholds accordingly. In some cases, delivery can take up to 4 weeks. And then I would change the low stock threshold to something like 10. But that depends on product demand. The out of stock threshold we leave like this. Out of stock visibility, I don't want to hide it, so that brings us to the stock display format. And this controls how stock quantities are displayed on the front side of your online store. I think the first one, always show quantity remaining in stock, is fine. Now the downloadable products tab is not relevant for stores that sell physical products. Now if you sell digital products, you can adjust some basic settings. Let's click on Save Changes. After adjusting the basic settings in the Products tab, we arrive at Shipping and Payments. I want to go through these settings later on in this video. First I want to go to Accounts and Privacy. In this section, you can adjust the guest checkout settings. So we want to allow customers to place orders without an account. Now if you don't enable this checkbox, you might lose on potential customers. But it totally depends on what kind of products you sell. If we talk about high-end customizable or personalized items, then you want your customers to create an account. Now for this tutorial, I will let customers place orders without an account, but I want to enable this checkbox that says allow customers to log into an existing account during checkout. Now by doing so, a sentence on the checkout page will pop up that says, returning customer, click here to log in. So you leave the choice up to your visitors. But you also need to enable allow customers to create an account during checkout. After that, we save changes so I can show you how that looks like. You see? I don't want to enable allow customers to create an account on the My Account page, because we only want accounts for customers that bought a product. Now we want to enable the next one that says, when creating an account, automatically generate an account username for the customer based on their name, surname or email, because it makes the creation of an account faster, hence more customer friendly. Same applies to the next one on automatically generating an account password. Right here we got account erasure requests. Now we do want to allow removal of personal data from orders on request and the removal of downloads on request. Now when it concerns personal data removal, I want to keep the customer data for as long as the customers allow me to, so we don't checkmark this option. Next up we arrive at the privacy policy section, where you control the display of your site's privacy policy notices. These are visible on the account registration forms and checkout page. Don't forget to select your privacy policy page in the drop-down menu, or else the shortcodes won't work or redirect to the wrong pages. Over here at Personal Data Retention, you can choose how long you want to retain personal data. By default, it's set on not applicable, and I want to leave it like that. Okay, that's it for accounts and privacy settings, so we click on Save Changes. After that, we go to the Emails tab. In this section, you can find an overview of email notifications that are either sent to you as the admin or to the customer. If you want to change the recipient or don't want to get a notification, you can click on Manage and change the information and settings accordingly. But let's say you want to change the email that customers receive upon order completion. Click on Manage and here you can change, for example, the heading and say, thanks for shopping at Clothing Webshop X. And you can also change the additional information. Add an extra sentence like, if you have any questions, don't hesitate and contact our customer service. After that we click on Save Changes and go back by clicking on this tiny icon. Let's scroll down and check the email sender options. Next to From Name, we enter Clothing Webshop X. Now from now on, this name appears in outgoing emails. As for the address, you can enter the business email address. Now after that we need to adjust the email template settings. Currently, the email template looks like this. Now as you can see, it's a typical WooCommerce template, so we should change this. Go back and let's start with the header image. Therefore we need to go to the Media Library. Scroll back up and hover over to Media Library. Now make sure to hold Command or Control to open this link in a new window. Let me see. Let's stick with the default logo and pick this smaller one. Copy the link, go back and paste it right next to header image. After that we change the footer section and write something like, thank you for purchasing at Clothing Webshop X. And then we need to adjust the base color. Let me enter a dark blue color code. The background and body text colors are fine by me. So let's click on Save Changes and check the newly created email template. In my opinion, it looks perfectly fine. Now if you want to change the text, you first have to select which topic it concerns. So if you want to change, let's say, the completed order text, you need to go to Manage and enter additional text right over here, or delete pre-made sentences. Alright, that's it for the emails, and now we move on to integration. In this section, the maximize license key and data file base path need to be configured. We already covered this part, so we continue to advanced. By default, the page setup is already filled in, except for the terms and conditions I see. We did not create a terms and conditions page, so I select the privacy policy for now. The checkout and account endpoints are set by default and are completely fine. Now if you want to, you can localize your page URLs, but I think it's fine in English. After that we save changes and go to the next step within advanced. But actually, we don't need to adjust any settings in the REST API, webhooks, or legacy API. So let's go to WooCommerce.com. Now you can choose to enable tracking, and if you do, you allow WooCommerce to track how you work with their platform. Now I want to leave it like this and click on Save Changes. Alright, that's it for the basic settings. Next up I want to show you how to create coupons. So we have to click on coupons underneath orders in the WooCommerce menu. Now if you don't see coupons in the menu, then you still need to enable the checkmark in the General tab, right over here. Next up, we click on coupons. And to get started, we click on either create your first coupon or add coupon. Over here you need to make a coupon code. Now this code will be used by your visitors to get a discount. I can generate a code, but I prefer to make one up myself. Like 10% coupon. You can write a description like, you entered a 10% coupon code to your order. After that, we go to coupon data, which is divided into 3 sections. In the General tab you need to enter the discount type, and you can choose between 3 options. The fixed cart discount is selected by default, and by selecting this type, you enable a fixed total discount for the entire cart. For instance, if the cart contains 3 jeans worth of €150 each, which equals €450, a coupon amount of 10, which is what we need to fill in over here, results in a total discount of €10. But if we choose the percentage discount, the total discount will be 10% on €450, which equals €45. A fixed product discount means that a coupon amount of 10 equals €10, which is then deducted from each article. So if the cart contains 3 products, a total discount worth of €30 applies. Now over here we need to enter 10, and then we arrive at allow free shipping. Now if you want to grant free shipping, you need to enable this check mark. Then you need to create a coupon code like free shipping, and don't forget to remove the coupon amount. In this box you can enter a coupon expiry date. For example, until the end of August 2020. Next up we click on usage restriction. Over here we can adjust the minimum and maximum spend. So if our customers want to use the coupon code, they need to spend a minimum of €150 and a maximum of €500. After that, I want to enable individual use only. Now by doing so, this coupon cannot be used in combination with other coupons. And if you enable exclude sale items, then our customers cannot use the coupon during sales. Over here at products you can enter a specific product that the coupon will be applied to. So let's fill in jeans, and then you can select the product. Now same goes for excluding products or for categories. In this box you can enter multiple or just one email address in case you want the discount to be applied to certain customers. For example, if you have a loyal client that already purchased many products, you can create a coupon code that only applies to his or her account. Next up we go to usage limits, where we can decide how many times this coupon can be used before it is void, or limit the number of times a single user can use this coupon code. Alright, so now we covered everything. So let's click on the Publish button. Now we want to test if our newly created coupon actually works. Go to the front end and let's add a product to the cart. After that, we enter the coupon code and then we click on Apply Coupon. Oh, a message pops up. We need a minimum spend of 150 euros. So let's add another item. Click on Update Cart. Enter the coupon code again. Click on Apply Coupon and another message pops up. Yes, this is a sales item, so let me disable the check mark real quick. And it should work now. Enter the coupon code again. Click on Apply Coupon and there we go. The 10% discount is added. So that's it for creating and using coupons. Next up, I want to talk about one of my favorite topics, namely taxes. Let's go back to the dashboard and hover over to WooCommerce. Click on Settings and over here in the General tab, we need to enable tax rates and calculations. And then we scroll down to Save Changes. Now you can see that a new tab appeared called Tax. Click it so we can go through the settings. Now here we need to select whether we want the prices with or without taxes. This is a really important topic because you need to decide whether you want to sell this product to mostly private users or businesses. Now in this case, you most likely want to sell to private users. And then we want to checkmark, yes, I will enter prices inclusive of tax. Let me give you an example how that will work out on our online store. In the Netherlands, we maintain a 21% tax rate, with exception of baby clothing. So if we want to display a product price of, let's say, 29.95 euros, then you need to know that the tax amount is 5.20 euros. The formula to calculate tax inclusive prices is like this. In the example we used, the formula will look like this. And that means customers in my country will pay 29.95 euros, whereas customers from the United States will only pay 24.75 euros. Now if you want to calculate tax exclusive prices, you need to use this formula. After that, we can choose to calculate taxes based upon customer shipping address, customer billing address, or shop address. In default settings, so customer shipping address, taxes are always based on your customer's location and not on your store location. And then we have the shipping tax class, where you can choose between shipping tax class based on cart items, standard, reduced rate, or zero rate. I know it sounds confusing, but these combinations are made for countries where taxes differ for each product category. For example, in the Netherlands, we maintain a 21% tax rate on clothing, whereas baby clothing has a tax rate of 9%. As for now, we leave it in default settings so we can decide for each product page what kind of rate we want to apply. Over here you can round tax at subtotal level instead of rounding per line. Now what happens if you enable this box? Let me show you by going to the cart page. So the tax will not be shown per item underneath subtotal and only in the cart totals box. And that's how online stores usually configure taxes. So we enable this one. Now over here you can create some additional tax classes. When you sell clothing, then you are most likely fine with just the default standard class and reduced rate class. But if you require additional tax classes, you can add them over here. For example, tax A. And then you simply click Save Changes. And now this has been added over here at Tax Options. Anyway, I will continue about this subject in just a second. But as for now, we can leave it like this. Right here you need to decide if your prices are displayed in or excluding tax. Now the usual online clothing stores sell to private users and not to businesses. Therefore, I want to include tax and I also want to display prices during cart and checkout including tax. Over here you need to enter a price display suffix, so we fill in inclusive VAT. Let's click on Save Changes so I can show you where the suffix is added. Now on our shop page, you will see an inclusive VAT sign right after the price. Now over here you can choose to display text totals as itemized or as a single total. I want to leave these in default settings and tell you more about using text classes. So go back and click on standard rates next to text options. And like I told you, for this example, we are about to sell to the Netherlands. We need to insert a row to open the tax rates table. As for the country code, enter a 2-digit country code. In this case we fill in NL. It's important to fill in the correct country code. WooCommerce uses Wikipedia's country code list, and you can find the link in the description. You can make it apply to all countries by leaving this blank. Next up, you can narrow it down by state code, zip and/or city. As for the rate, we enter 21. Now you can leave the text name blank, but we want to write VAT 21% between brackets. As for the priority, only one matching rate per priority will be used. But if you want to define several tax rates for a specific area, you can change it. We leave the compound unchecked because we don't want this rate to be applied on top of other tax rates. And that brings us to the last one on shipping. And we do want the 21% rate to be applied on shipping costs. Let me enter another text class, just so I can show you. Let's say we want to export to California. Then we enter the following country code, US. And if you want to know the state code that WooCommerce uses, then visit Wikipedia's list of US state abbreviations. Again, you can find the link in the description. Now the 2-digit abbreviation for California is CA, and the sales tax rate is 7.25. Don't use a comma here. Alright, and then we save changes. Now let me briefly recap on what we just configured. If someone from the Netherlands or the US in California purchases something on your online store, WooCommerce automatically detects the customer's location. Based on this location, a tax rate of 21% is applied. This tax table can be used if you have products with different tax rates. So if you decide to sell baby clothing, let's say a pair of jeans, then you apply a tax rate of 9%. Well, that's the tax rates in the Netherlands at least. And the other information remains the same. Okay, let's save the changes. Now this is the 0 rates tab, but we can skip it because it works actually the same way. Now I can imagine that you don't want to add these taxes manually, especially if you sell worldwide, because it's kind of difficult to enter all the taxes of each individual place in the world. Therefore, I suggest you to install a plugin. Hover over to plugins and search for WooCommerce services. And over here you can see the plugin. You can click on install now and activate. Now WooCommerce services will then ask you to install Jetpack to get access to the automatic tax calculation. So click on install Jetpack and connect. Once it's done, you need to enter your email address or click on continue with Google. Perhaps you need to create a new account, so fill in the requested information. And after that, it will authorize your connection. So once everything is done, you will be redirected to the dashboard. And you can click away these spammy messages and hover over to WooCommerce and then settings. Now go to tax and then you see the new box where you need to select enable automated taxes. And then you click on save down below. After that, your access to some settings are blocked because it's automated and WooCommerce will take care of the taxes. Next up, I want to configure the shipping settings. So click on the shipping tab and the first thing we need to do is add a shipping zone. Enter a zone name. In this case, I will enter the Netherlands. And next to zone regions, we can select Netherlands. Okay, let's save the changes and go back to the General tab. You have to make sure that the general options down here are configured as well. So in my case, I sell and ship to the Netherlands. If these are configured, we can go back. Click on Edit and now we need to add a shipping method. First you click on the button and then we need to select Flat Rate and click on Add Shipping Method. I will cover the other ones in just a second. Now by using the flat rate method, you can charge a fixed rate for shipping. Click on Edit again and choose whether you want to make shipping expenses taxable. I prefer not to, so I select none. As for the cost, we enter, let's say, 10 euros. If you made the shipping cost taxable, you need to know that the number you enter over here at cost is excluding taxes. Now click on Save Changes, and next up we want to check if the shipping expenses are configured. Go to the cart page in a new window, add some products if you haven't done yet, and as you can see, the shipping expenses are added. You can also change the title that says flat rate and turn it into, for example, the carrier, UPS. Go back to your shipping zone, click on Edit and change the method title to UPS. Save changes and refresh the cart page. There we go. You can also offer free shipping for purchases above 100 euros. Let me show you how that's done. Go back to the shipping tab in WooCommerce and then we click on Add Shipping Method. Select free shipping and click on Add Shipping Method. Click on Edit and next to free shipping requires, you select the minimum order amount of, let's say, 100 euros. You can also check this box if you want free shipping based on pre-discount order amount. So if you have 110 euros worth of products in your cart and want to use a coupon worth of 20 euros, then you would still be able to get free shipping even though it's less than the required 100 euros. Anyway, I will leave it for now and save changes. Then we go back to the cart page and refresh it again. Now the free shipping option is available and needs to be selected. If we decrease the price to below 100 euros, then it disappears and you need to pay for the flat rate. Now if you want to extend shipping possibilities like based on weight or price categories, then you'd better download the flexible shipping plugin. Hover over to plugins, click on Add New and search for this plugin. As you can see, it has great reviews and more than 50k active installations. Let's click on Install Now and now we click on Activate. Next up we need to go to WooCommerce, Settings and go to the Shipping tab. Now we need to delete the old shipping zones and do it over again. So we enter the same information. Let's see, the Netherlands and Netherlands. And then add a shipping zone. This time you can select flexible shipping. After that we click on Add Shipping Method. Now we want to edit the zone and change the text status to None and save changes. Then we click on Add New. Here we need to checkmark Enable the shipment method. After that we give this method a name. For example, price-based shipping. The other settings you can leave like this, because we only need to set up the rules. We can ship based on either price or weight. Now in this case, I want to choose the price-based shipping method. These are the settings I usually install. But don't worry, I will show you the settings based on weight in just a couple of seconds. First off, we need to insert some rules based on price. For the minimum value per order we can enter 0 and maximum of 50. Now the cost per order is 10 euros. So this means that if a customer buys something between 0 and 50 euros, the shipping cost will be 10 euros. Pretty straightforward, right? Now let's insert a new rule. Now if the order is between 50 and 100 euros, then shipment cost will be 15 euros. Insert another rule, and from 100 to 200 it has to be 20. Now when someone purchases for more than 200 to, let's say, a maximum of 1 million, then free shipping applies. Let's save changes and check it out on the front end. Now I noticed the cart is empty, so let me add some black jeans first. And as you can see, 2 black jeans that's worth 240 euros don't have any shipment costs included. But if we remove one item, the shipment cost should become 20. Update the cart. Now you see, now if you want to change the carrier's name to, let's say, UPS, then you need to change the method title. And if you want to configure shipment costs based on weight, you need to change the price to weight. and add weight information to each product page. So you go to the pre-made product page and click on the shipping tab. And then you enter the total weight of each product in this box. It's very easy, as you can see. So now we configured the WooCommerce settings, taxes and shipping. Now, I wonder if any of you came this far in this tutorial, and if you do, let me know if it's helpful thus far. Alright, next up I want to teach you how to manage and process orders, because we want to be able to create, print and email the PDF invoices. Therefore, we need to install a plugin called WooCommerce PDF Invoices and Packing. Hover over to Plugins, click on Add New and search for WooCommerce PDF. The plugin should pop up on the left side. And as you can see, it has great reviews and many active installations. Let's click on Install and then we click on Activate. Now hover over to WooCommerce and a new option appeared called PDF Invoices. Click it and here in the General tab we can adjust the general settings. First off, we need to select how we want to view the PDF. I choose to open it in a new browser. Next up, we can only choose the simple template. And we choose the A4 paper size. You can skip the test mode, and if the currency symbol is not displaying properly, you can checkmark this box. But for now, I want to leave these boxes untapped. Then we need to choose the shop logo. Click on Set Image, and in the media library, we pick the small black colored DNK logo. And then we click on Set Image. This will be the logo that your customers will see on their PDF invoice file. Over here you can play around with the logo height. And then we arrive at the shop name. Let's enter Clothing Webshop X. And in the shop address, we enter our business information. So not only the address, but also the Chamber of Commerce and VAT number. The company location, so street, city and zip, but also include your bank account number. In the footer section, you can add a shortcode to your privacy policy or customer services pages. You can also choose to leave it blank. Alright, then we click on Save Changes at the bottom of the page. And after that we click on the Documents tab. Now this tab is divided into an invoice and packing slip section. Let's configure the invoice settings first. We do want to enable invoice and like to attach it to completed orders. So when customers finalize their order, they will receive an email with the invoice attached to it. I will show you that later on in this video. Okay, scroll down a bit and then we want to enable display shipping address, email address and phone number. In the drop-down menus, we select invoice date and invoice number. Next up, you can change the invoice numbering or format, but that's optional. If you want to reset the invoice number on a yearly basis, you can check this box. Do you want My Account Invoices downloads? Well, this feature can be useful if your clients actually create accounts. Then they can check their invoice PDF in their account. Keep it on only when an invoice is already created/emailed. Now we don't want to enable invoice number column in the order list. And we can skip Disable for free orders. Now do we want to use the most current settings? Yep, we do. So we enable this one and then we click on Save Changes. Next up we click on Packing Slip. Now for those that don't know what a packing slip is, a packing slip is used in a warehouse to pick ordered items and contains information about the product's quantity, stock levels and location. I would advise you to leave it in default settings, but only display your phone number. Then we click on Save Changes and go to the Status tab. Over here you find many additional settings. Now, we already configured the most important settings, so we save changes. Now you probably want to know where you, as the admin, can download the PDF invoices and how that looks like. But therefore, we need to make a test order first, which I'm going to do later on in this video. Before we can make a test order, we first need to get a payment provider. Now WooCommerce is compatible with the biggest payment providers including PayPal and Stripe. Personally, I really like Stripe. It accepts all the major debit and credit cards as well as local payment methods. The transaction costs are low and you can easily monitor and report in the Stripe dashboard. Unfortunately, Stripe is not available in every country. Let me show you the list of countries that accept payments via Stripe. Now this is the list of countries, and fortunately I can see that the Netherlands is included. So go to the home page and click on Start Now. Now we need to create a Stripe account, so fill in your personal information. Then you need to create a password and confirm it. Personally, I don't want them to email me about product updates, so we click on Create Account. The Stripe account has been created and we are redirected to our account. First thing I want to do is remove these messages. Now if we scroll down, you can see that Stripe tracks various transaction metrics. It is really interesting to monitor and analyze these. Now let's scroll back up and we first have to configure some settings. We need to verify our email, and after that we click on Open Gmail. And then we are automatically redirected. And we open the email and click on the Verify button. After a couple of seconds, the account should be verified. And then we need to activate our account. Select Activate your Stripe account and click on Start Now. Next up, enter your personal and business information. So where are you from? Well, I am from the Netherlands. My business website, delissen.com. Then you need to enter the business description. I sell digital products and other digital goods. I teach others how to build a webshop using WooCommerce. After that we need to enter our account details. So what kind of business structure? The Chamber of Commerce name and number, your VAT number, business address and phone. I quickly go through these steps. After that we need to enter a two-step authentication. I like to use SMS. And if you do so too, then we need to enter a mobile number and confirm it. Enter a 6-digit code for verification and select Confirm. We will then receive an emergency backup code. And it is important to keep this code somewhere safe. So after that we click on Done and submit the application. Stripe will now verify the information like you see over here. In my case, it took a couple of days. And you most likely have to provide documents that prove your identity and home address. Once you've uploaded these, your Stripe account should become active. And now you can connect it to the WooCommerce store. Now to get started, we hover over to Developers and click on API Keys. We need to copy this token to our online clothing store. Open the WordPress dashboard in a new window. Hover over to Plugins, because we need to add a new plugin. Let's search for Stripe WooCommerce. Here we go, and click on Install Now and activate the plugin. Now we go to the WooCommerce settings and click on Payments. In this tab we can enable various payment gateways. Now we want to enable Stripe Credit Card, so we click on Setup. I would like to remove the Stripe text first, and then we scroll down and enable the test mode. Over here we need to enter 3 test keys. So go back to the other window and activate the View Test Data. After that we need to copy the publishable key and paste it in the first box. Then we need to reveal the secret key. Copy it and paste it right over here. Next up we need the test webhook secret. So we copy this URL and go back to Stripe. Underneath Developers, we need to click on Webhooks. Then you add an endpoint right over here. And you paste the URL. And you can add a description, but it is not necessary. Then you have to select an event. Now we want to charge our customers, so we include these 13 charges. And now we add the endpoint. And we go down a bit so that we can reveal the signing secret. And we copy it and paste it right here at Test Webhook Secret. Next up, we need to enter a statement descriptor. This description appears on our customer's bank or credit card statement. So we enter something like Clothing Webshop X. After that, we need to leave the capture and payment request buttons enabled. Now by doing so, we charge right away. And we also want to allow Google and Apple Pay. I see the other settings are just fine, so we can leave them in default settings. Click on Save Changes, because next up we want to test if our payment gateway is actually working. Go to the online store, and then we need to add a product to the cart. View the cart, and then we proceed to the checkout page. And I need to enter some personal information. I'm not that fast, so I will speed up this part. So once I finish that part, we can see that the test mode is enabled. And what we do next is copy the text card number and then we paste it over here. Enter a valid expiry date and then add some random card code numbers. Confirm that you have read and agree to the site's terms and conditions, and then we click on the Place Order button. Now as you can see, the payment is accepted and the order has been received. Next up we go to Stripe's dashboard to check out the test data. Now you can see that it has been updated. The only thing we need to do now is to turn off the test data. So toggle the View Test Data in the left menu section. After that we go to Developers and click on API Keys. Copy the publishable key and go back to Payment Settings and make sure to disable the test mode. Then we paste the key code in the Live Publishable Keys section. Go back to Stripe and now we need to reveal and copy the live key token. Now mine has already been revealed, but make sure to save this token somewhere. And after that you copy and paste it accordingly. Now go back to Stripe again. And we first have to add a new endpoint. After that we copy the URL and then click on Add Endpoint. Then we enter the same information like we did earlier on. And we scroll down and reveal the signing secret. We grab the key and paste it in the webhook secret box. Lastly, we click on Save Changes at the bottom of the page. Okay, now that's it. We've created a payment provider account and configured one of the various payment gateways you can choose from. Alright, so the last topic I want to cover is managing our incoming orders. Now we just made a test order, as you can see in the WooCommerce dashboard. And that means that you as the admin, as well as the customer, should have received an email. Now let me show you what our customer's order email looks like. Now we can see the D&Key logo right over here. And all the information is included, like the shipping costs, taxes. And over here you have the billing address and the shipping address. Thanks for using an ADSN.nl. Okay, that's kind of weird, but that's something we can easily change in the email settings. So now we go to orders, and as you can see, the order is still processing. Let's click on the hyperlink and check out the order information. Right here you can see the client's billing information. Now this info can be used to send our package to. Now if you want to save or print the invoice, you can open it in a PDF format by clicking this button. So now you have all the information to prepare the package and go to the postal office. And once you've sent the package, you change the status from processing to completed. And after that you click on update. So now you and the customer should receive an email. Let me go to the customer's Gmail account. And here we go. We have finished processing your order. Also, the thank you message we configured that says, "Thank you for shopping." Now your customers can open the invoice in a PDF format. Now let's see, we covered everything from registering a domain name and web hosting to actually create and configure the online clothing store. Now your next step is to start ranking in the Google search engines for more visitors. Subscribe to this channel for future videos about SEO. And as for now, I want to thank you for watching this YouTube video, and if you have any questions, leave a comment down below and I will respond as soon as possible. See you in my next video. Bye!